Okay. I think this is my first time talking to the camera in a more fresh way and not rushing somewhere and not going off to do something. I'm just going to give a bit of an intro on who I am and what I'm dealing with at the moment health-wise. I am Sarah Fernandez. I am 22 years old. I currently live in London. I was born here when I was about to say when I was young. Well, when else are you born? I was born in London, and then when I was about 4, we moved to Malaga in Spain because my dad is Spanish, so we wanted to be a bit closer to his family. I grew up in Spain as a normal Spanish child. Yes, I am bilingual in Spanish and in English. So ya sabes, háblenme en español. When I realized that I could potentially do something with dance, which was quite later down the road, like I was probably around, if you were here when COVID was happening, probably straight after when things started to get better with COVID is when I started to understand that I could go to a studio, I could pursue this as an actual career. I had nobody around me and nobody in the family that was dedicated to the arts or was a dancer in any way, so I had no way of really following anyone, and I had to find that for myself. Thank God that I have parents that are extremely supportive with anything that I wanted to do, and they allowed me to drop out. So I am a twice dropout. Here, I think I'm a good influence. You can make the decision on your own. My issue is that I keep, it probably would have been good if I wrote down the points that I wanted to make in this video, because my mind just keeps on going everywhere else except for following my point. Let's just run that back a little second. Dropped out because it just wasn't my thing, and I found that they had like a scenic arts school. So I started doing that. I did the first year, and then in the second year I dropped out of that because in terms of the theory side, I just didn't think I was getting what I needed. In the evenings we had like conservatory. I'm guessing it's like academy maybe, but a bit more serious. I'm not sure what the exact translation would be. And that's where we'd have like ballet, we'd have flamenco, we'd have singing, music. So it's more the practical side of things, but I still felt like I wasn't getting enough. The side that called to me was more the hip hop, you know, side of dance, and just not the classical side, and I wasn't getting enough of it. I found out that there were things called intensives. For the people that don't know, are basically like these big dance events made for dancers, where they invite like choreographers from all around the world to come and teach classes. You basically spend like about 4 days to a week at this hotel or at this area where you pay for accommodation, you pay for the food there, you pay for blah blah blah, and then you take a bunch of classes. Like sometimes you start at 9 a.m, you ain't gonna finish until 10 p.m, my guy. So dance has always been a part of my life. It's like nearly 20, I went on like a 3-month trip around Europe because I just knew that there was so much out there that I didn't know about and that I wanted to learn, because I'd only learned a little bit of dance, and when you're in one space with the same people, it's very easy to think that you know a lot, and then the moment that you meet new people, discover new spaces, you realize shit. It's the whole thing about the more you know, the less you know, which I think is very much accurate. I went to Greece, Barcelona, because I know it's in Spain, but I hadn't really spent longer than a few days there in the past. I went to Paris for 6 weeks, and then I did come to London for 3 weeks. That's when I decided, you know what? I think I should move back here, because the dance scene is so big here, and also there's so many opportunities. There's international choreographers coming here all the time. I wanted to come here and I wanted to train and I wanted to learn. 20, I moved to London on my own, which was a couple years ago. It was an up and down because Malaga is obviously a small city, and then London is this big city, and I had no friends and I had no idea how anything worked. So for the first year, it was definitely a rocky start. The point of me just giving a bit of backstory is just so you understand how I got to where I am and why I'm in London. My health at the moment, I am struggling with a couple things. The past couple years, I realized that when I'd laugh really hard, I'd get like a terrible migraine and headache that would just shoot up straight away. So I got my blood test done. Indeed, I did have low iron again, so I was put on pills and blah blah blah. That it never really subsided. I'm not talking about when I giggle and I laugh really hard. I have really funny friends. That is a flex of mine. Just noticed that I'd be in pain every single time, and I just have to stop and kind of go to the side and just close my eyes and wait for it to go, kind of thing. And it's not even a migraine pain. It's like the worst head pain that I'd ever had before. I went to get a scan of my back because this actually overlapped with the time when I started getting a really bad lower back pain, and I got a scan of like, I don't know how you'd say my skull area, and they said that I had a herniated disc between my L4 and L5 disc. I'm hoping that I have the capability to put some graphs and pictures so you know what I'm talking about. Let's say the back scan can be here, as in what is going on. When I stopped doing deadlifts and hip thrusts, when I found out, and certain exercises, it stopped hurting completely. So far I've been living my life as is with a herniated disc, and apparently it's very common. So a lot of people can have a herniated disc, you may not even be aware of it, and another person could have a herniated disc and not be able to walk properly. So it really does differ on the person. Then I got the head scans back, which I'll explain what it is here. Boof. We basically found out that I have a malformation. It's called Arnold-Chiari type 1, a malformation of the brain. So the back of my brain is slightly bigger than it should be. So what happens is, as you grow older, it can end up pressuring the skull. Things like the spinal fluid, which are meant to have space to go up and down, can be blocked. So it just causes an immense amount of pressure for your brain. And that explained the laughing and why it would hurt so much. At the time, the only thing that was affecting me was the laughing, so it never really was a big thing. Symptoms can get worse when you're like 40, or they can just stay the same. It's kind of like a you live and you learn situation. But basically this year, 2025, things escalated out of nowhere. Big pressure headaches, including a lot of pain, where my right leg would end up going numb. So I could be sat on the train and then get up, and then I can't move my right leg properly. It's like it felt extremely heavy. It would only happen every now and then I started to notice that it would happen very often, mostly when I'd sit down and then get back up again. Things like that are a bit concerning, because you also think, okay, I'm a dancer. My right leg not working is not the best thing ever. Waking up, getting like a whooshing sound in my right ear. I went on a Japan trip about a month ago for like 2.5 weeks, and yes, the symptoms were there, but they were not as bad as they are now. So the minute that I came back, in the span of a week, the symptoms just went all over the place. I couldn't dance without pain, couldn't not get dizzy, I couldn't not get my pressure headaches. My leg just kept on getting numb and not working properly. So we just decided the best thing for me to do was to go back home for like a week and try to get my scans done. I ended up at the hospital for like 3 nights. You obviously become a priority, and I'm so grateful that I have the healthcare that I have, because living here, seeing the NHS and how certain people around me have it so hard to get decent healthcare is horrid. I was ready to crawl out the window, you guys. I hate being told what to do. The fact that I didn't know that if I was going to be able to dance, if I was going to be able to do anything, they had me on medication that made me feel so exhausted and tired and worse than I actually was. Plus, guys, it's Spain. It was so sunny outside, and I'm used to the UK weather right now. Yeah, she don't look that good. After 3 days, they gave us back a few of the scans, and what they basically said is that the actual Arnold-Chiari hadn't gotten worse, so it hadn't gotten bigger. The only thing that had got worse were my symptoms. The mic has just run out of battery. I'm hoping that this picks up my voice as well as the mic does, because it's quite quiet, but we'll see. They give me a few pills that I can take. Some of them have steroids, so they're quite strong, and some of them don't. Some of them are to help sleep, some of them are anti-inflammatory. At first, when I was still back at home and hadn't flown back to London after being at the hospital, it was helping me immensely. I felt like I was back to normal, I could move, I was starting to go for walks, I was starting to work out again a bit with like just body weighted stuff. Fast forward then, I come back to London. The first couple days I'm doing okay. Basically everything just started to go back to how it was, adding on a new symptom, which is cross-eyed vision. So right now when I look forward, I cannot see straight, so I can see a bit cross-eyed, and it's kind of like see double. So if you're far away, the far away vision, I will see 2 people instead of 1. If I have to work, a lot of the times I can't see exactly what I have to pick up, and apparently it's a common symptom because of the pressure. It's also pressuring your eyes, kind of getting worse in some way. I am not able to dance for the past week. This is also why I decided to start vlogging and why I decided to start talking about it. It could potentially, aside from help somebody that is in a similar situation, I just want to be able to keep up to date and log how this journey goes for me. Coming back to the whole reason why I'm in London and my life, The reason why I'm here is because of dance. This video and the last one is not showing exactly how my life has been for the past 2 years. To give you an idea, if I work in the morning, I'll work in the morning, then I'll go to a couple classes, then I would have booked a studio, I'm choreographing. I also enjoy the freestyle scene, so I have a lot of freestyle allocated training time, places that I go to train with people that have the same, you know, goals in mind as me. And if you are a dancer, or I would say probably somebody that is working in the arts or pursuing the arts, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a 24/7 job on top of your normal job and everything else you're doing. This is what brings me to life. This is where all my friendships, most of my friendships have come from in my 20s. Still very much in the unknown, because I'm aware like we've only tried one medication and maybe it isn't the best one for me. Maybe there's a whole other bunch. I've been reading a lot of reviews from people that have dealt with Chiari, that have had operations, because there are surgeries available to decompress and to be able to release the pressure. The only thing is that I was told that because mine hasn't developed, there's no need for a surgery. I've been looking at a lot of people's experience with this. Very up and down. Some people never really get rid of the symptoms completely, some people do, some people go back to running triathlons. So it is very uncertain how this is going to be managed, especially knowing that these things tend to happen usually at the age of 40 and above, and I'm getting them at 22. The best thing I can do is go to work, see my friends, which are being the friends that I have around me, and the support is insane. You know, I can never say enough good things about my friends around me, because I've always struggled with friends and family and having people that support me other than my parents. I finally have that, and people show up when they have to, and I feel extremely loved. During this process, I feel supported. You know, most of them are dancers, so they also understand what it is that I am currently struggling with and what it means to not be able to dance, or to basically understand my body as I usually do every day. Considering that this is a dancer's account and I am a dancer, we're not seeing a lot of dancing, are we? If I start thinking about everything that entails what's going on, it just sets me off and I get quite upset. So I'm just trying to take it day by day and bit by bit. I'm gonna carry on updating about my life on here, and I'm really enjoying vlogging, to be honest. I look forward to doing it. So yeah, I hope that if it finds somebody that is struggling with something similar, it can help in some way. Enough with that talk. That's a little update on health-wise. I don't want to stop everything and just stop doing what I love to do just because I'm trying to figure out what is going to happen with me. I feel like if I can find a way to carry on doing certain things that I have planned and want to do, I will find them. And yeah, so I will catch you guys later. Y'all gonna come as well to watch the football and watch Spain win, if I do say so myself.